Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrea Belto, the chair of the Sparks Senior Advisory Committee, and I would like to call this meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Kristen Lee. Here. Kim Spoon. I know she's close.
Yeah.
Barbara Sterling.
Present.
David Hall Sr. Absent. Marcy Cooper Smith. Here. Andrea Pelto.
Here.
Kyle Waxman. Not here. And we have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, public comment. Public comment provides that the Sparks Senior Citizens Advisory Committee must allow multiple periods devoted to public comment by the general public. I have one public comment card from Timothy Johnson. Come on down, Tim.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Timothy Johnston with the Better Business Bureau serving Northern Nevada, and my role is Vice President of Outreach. So this is Older Americans Month, probably not news to everybody here. And I just wanted to encourage those that have not had a chance to participate. Tomorrow, I will be at the Sparks Library talking about scams and scam prevention, and also a special guest tomorrow will be Sparks City Attorney Wes Duncan. He joined me earlier this month at the Spanish Springs Library, and it was good to have him with me. I appreciate the opportunity to work together. And so again, just want to remind people that tomorrow, it'll be May 25th, 11 a.m. at the Sparks Library. And to talk about scam prevention, it's free and open to the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Any other public comment? Come on down, Raynell. And for anybody who doesn't know, Raynell is an alternate for our committee. And I finally got her to get up early enough to come.
First public appearance, too.
Andrea, is it Holtz? H-O-L-T-Z?
Yes.
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't fill it out.
No, I didn't fill it out yet. Just, okay. I go to the Sparks Senior Center frequently. And we thank you for the new chairs, but we asked for armchairs. We got them. And they are so heavy. And the floor is new. I mean, we have a beautiful, beautiful new floor there. And the paint job is beautiful too. I appreciate all that. We all do. When you go you cannot move it going this way. You have to pick up the arms practically and move your chair. And we're seniors, most of us. Okay, they're just not senior friendly. And I think the chairs we had before were worse, but they didn't have arms. They were plastic and anyway. Okay, and I will say this every time I go to a meeting. I want desserts in the meal program. I mean, you can have packaged desserts, cookies, cakes come in little things, sherbet. I mean, what, an ice chest, maybe a big ice chest, and popsicles. Because one time the place across the street, what is that, Andrea? The place across the street from the Parks and Recreation, they brought over some ice cream once, and they just brought a big container, it was about this big, and they were little ice cream cups. That's it. That's what I like to see. Just some desserts. Okay, thank you.
Fill out that card and give it to Cindy, please.
I'll fill it out.
Yeah.
Say everything I said?
No, just.
Thanks, Raynell. Anyone else wishing to speak in public comment? See none. I'll close public comment at this time. Moving on to agenda item 4, approval of the agenda.
This is Marcy Cooper Smith. I would like to move to approve the agenda, moving item 6.4 before item 6.1.
So do I have a second?
Press the button. Yes, Barbara Sterling, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
I don't see their motion and second buttons.
Oh,
Where is it?
sorry.
Because I didn't. We're only, details? No? Karen, current items.
Go to motions, okay.
Yeah. Okay, Marcy pushed to approve.
So it's, motion by who?
Motion by Marcy, second by Barbara. So you have to go to the current.
It's not coming up.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Okay, good. Cooper Smith.
Second, yep, perfect. Thank you.
Go ahead and vote.
Okay, can go ahead and vote.
I think you did.
Oh.
It's done.
Oh, it says I
I'll
abstained.
vote you voted.
Result passed.
Oh, okay, because okay.
Okay.
Check your finger.
We have 4 yeses, 1 abstain, so motion carries. Okay, moving on to 5.1, consideration and possible approval of the minutes of the Sparks Senior Advisory Committee meeting for April 5th, 2023. So can I get a motion?
I'll try again. Marcy Cooper-Smith, for the record, I move to approve the minutes of the Sparks Senior Citizen Advisory Committee meeting for April 5, 2023.
Okay, can I get a second?
And this is Kim Spoon. I'll second that. Thank you.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
How do I, now what do I do?
It went right off.
Yeah,
It's passed, though.
yeah,
But I didn't get to
it's
vote.
just, yeah.
I'm changing it.
She didn't either.
Oh, okay,
I'm changing it.
okay. It's me.
Oh, it says aye.
Oh, there I go.
It said aye, but
Me
I didn't
too.
touch it.
Motion passes
You were
unanimously.
worried?
Did it?
I guess we're having some technical difficulties as usual.
How
We'll go
funny.
old school.
How funny.
Okay, moving on to item number 6, announcements, presentations, recognition items, and items of special interest. So, item 6.4, Donna.
Morning, everyone. Thank you very much. This is Donna Clance for the record. Thanks for moving me up on the agenda. Out of nowhere came an item on the Reno City Council this morning in consent, so it's at the top of their calendar around Paradise Park. And so I need to be there to do public comment, so I really appreciate you moving me up on the agenda. So I have just a little bit of information about the Age-Friendly project and the survey that got worked through and is now out and about, that looks like this. And I hope everyone on your committee has copies of them. I know that it can take a while to kind of figure out how to get these things in the hands of the seniors, but what I've been doing, and I just want to give you a suggestion, is just take a few with you wherever you go throughout Sparks. If you go to church, if you go to a meeting of friends, if you go anywhere around the city, because we want to collect as many of these filled out forms as possible. I've got 30 in my hand that I did at Washoe Lake on Saturday because there was an event down there, and I went down there and I had a booth and I gave out resources. We were part of a resource fair down there, talking to the South County seniors. We also gave them out at Paradise Park, and I got about this many in hand, about 40 or 50 of them done. Seniors take them in hand. They love it. Tell them we need your opinion about what would make life better for all of us as we get older here in Sparks. That's all you need to say. Anything you put on here, we're going to take and we're going to use it to put some plans together. So your opinion matters to us, and what you put on the form is going to be used to figure out what we can do here in Sparks to make life better for our seniors in Sparks. And they don't need much more than that kind of an offer. It's really quick and easy. It takes a couple of minutes to read it and just circle circle the numbers, their choices. This thing has been put together in a much easier way than the original one that we used 5 years ago when we did started the age-friendly survey process in Reno, and we actually extended it to the whole of Washoe County. So we did a survey like this with everybody in Washoe County 5 years ago. So this new one is it's gonna give you guys brand-new information about what Sparks can do, because they'll take the Sparks zip codes out of the mix and let you know what the Sparks seniors have to say about what they think would make life better for everybody. And it'll also give us all a big picture of 5 years later. Have the ideas and priorities of our seniors changed at all? Should we be doing something different than what we're working on now, which everybody knows are the big ones are the housing, the transportation, and getting access to information. That's what the seniors have told us over and over again. So I don't know how it's going to come out this time, but please take them and use your influence and pass them to friends. Give friends who you know are going to get them out, 5 of them or 10 of them, and say, hey, give them to seniors you know in Sparks and have them fill it out and get it back to me. And then all of them need to be collected and get back to the front desk at 9th Street, Washoe County Senior Center, because that staff is collecting them and going to enter data. And also, as you know, part of anyone who's really computer talented can just scan the little QR code at the top, and it'll take them to the online survey form. And anyone who just wants to get online on the computer, the website is right on the form, and you can click on or go on the Washoe County site and search for the senior age-friendly survey. And a person can take it online as well. So either way works. All the data's being collected, so it doesn't need to take us more than a few more months to do this, because if I got by myself about 100, we need about 400 to be scientifically, what's the right word? Reliable. Reliable is the right statistical data-driven word. So don't feel like you have to go one-on-one everywhere and spend a bunch of time. Any groups, it does work. So the last thing I wanted to say is part of our age-friendly process, as you guys know, is the Senior Resource Fair. We're going to be up in Spanish Springs, so please pass the word. We don't know how many folks are going to show up at Spanish Springs Library. We're hoping that we get 30, 40, 50 seniors to come, but we haven't been up there. And that area, as most of you know, is just full of seniors that need to connect with what their resources are. So please come. You guys are part of the group that does our resource fairs, and this is all cooperative with the Senior Coalition and with the Age Friendly Project to get these things done. So if anybody needs these, I've got copies. Questions, comments? What do y'all think? So.
And it's okay to do questions? Okay, great.
I'm
This
a
is Kim Spoon to
presentation.
the record. Thanks, Donna. Where do we pick those? I want to get quite a few. Do we pick
Yeah.
them up at 9th Street?
They have printed them there at 9th Street, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is something I was going to bring up later, so I might need to do that. But I've talked to several managers of the apartments and senior living. So I don't know if this is the right time, but maybe in 8, where we can comment. Is that a better time to do it, or should I talk about it now, about the surveys?
Julie Duell for the record. Since it is particular to this topic, you can talk about that now.
Okay, thank you. So anyway, I've talked to several of the managers at the independent senior livings. And what I would like to do, and I want to open this up to the committee and anybody else who would like to help me do it, is volunteer and go, depending on the senior living area, like Tom Sawyer, Kathy, is it Kathy?
Kathy Steed?
Yes, she doesn't mind us going door to door because
Right.
it's a service for the seniors. And do it one-on-one with the survey.
Exactly.
And
But
talk to
Kathy-
them,
yeah.
talk to individuals. The other managers are really excited about this, but they want to do it in coordination with other things they're doing because they don't want us to go door to door. So that, which is great. So we would just sit there, have our own table when all the seniors are there and talk to them one-on-one and maybe even get a little more idea about isolation, talk to them a little bit more. And that way we'll get all the surveys back because we'll have them and get them down there. So I'd like to do that within the next couple of months. So if anybody's open to that or would like to help me do that, that would be great. And when, is there a date that they're due? I can't seem to get
We don't
that.
have a date that they're due, and
Okay.
it doesn't say, please get them back to 9th Street, which would have been helpful to get it on there.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Anywhere you can talk one-on-one with any senior and get their personal feedback about what's on their minds gives you a good idea about what you could, what you could do, aside from age-friendly.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a
But,
little additional.
Kathy
help.
Steed and Housing Authority, they're in Reno.
Oh, yes, I know, but
Okay.
we're just going to do, well, it's
Okay.
Reno, but it's.
Yeah, it's
here.
county, too. You could
Right.
do that. I think
Right.
that the forms are there already, though.
And
are
they
being-
could be. I'm just,
yeah.
I just want them
That's
as we're going
super.
through to the independent
Yeah.
living that we have our staff to do that with.
Exactly.
And where to get them.
People tell you, I've already filled it out, but everywhere I go, there's always a few folks who say, oh, yeah, here.
Yeah.
Like yesterday at Marcy's wonderful, wonderful safety fair over at the library. I passed them out to the folks that were there, and it was just like, oh, yeah, it was very, very, very easy. Everybody's open to it. It's
Right.
not a hard sell.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. I'm so glad you're going to be doing age-friendly, and once you get this step done, then you'll have some hard data that you can use to make the plans.
May I? Julie Dewell for the record. I did want to also let you know that that link is on the City of Sparks website as well.
So, any other questions for Donna?
Great.
See none? Thank you, Donna.
Anybody need these?
I'll take the
I'll give some to clerk. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All righty. Moving back to item 6.1, presentation by me for Older Americans Month.
Get those questions ready.
Right. So, I think we have, counting down, 7 or 8 more days of Older Americans Month. And so far, everything that I've been to has just been, fantastic. And the looks on the seniors, faces have just been incredible. I've been to the sock hop, and I had the Winter Light Band play at Washoe County, and I can't even remember, sorry, all the places that I've been, but I know most of you guys have seen me everywhere. So, I've done some things at Sparks. We had 2 ice cream socials at Sparks. We're having another event tomorrow morning at Sparks. So Washoe County and City of Sparks get together for a monthly meeting to listen to what seniors would like to see at the Sparks Senior Center. And since it's Older Americans Month, I also, as usual, volunteered to bring some refreshments and snacks, so that will make Renell happy. So, and yeah, that's about all I can say. I'll pass it on to my other Older Americans Month partners.
I just have Kim Spoon for the record, I just have a question. How have you seen the attendance this year versus last year? Do you see a difference at all?
I did see more people, still not as many as I would like to see. I still ran into so many seniors, and are still running into so many seniors that are saying, it's what month? I didn't know there was such a thing.
Right.
And it's just so darn frustrating. And so, again, I think, I've already talked to Washoe County about having what's the word I'm looking for? Debriefing. Thank you. A debriefing after, the month is over, to go over what worked, what didn't work. I know someone grabbed me the other day that I know from the Spark Senior Center, and she said, let me tell you what's wrong with this brochure. It's like, okay, you tell me, because I need to know these things. So, but it's just been, awesome. We have seen some new seniors, I know especially at some of the events that have been held at Washoe County. Ryan knows all his people, and he's always jumping up and down when he sees new faces, you know, and so, you know, I'm sure we've had new faces at Sparks. Unfortunately, I don't know all the people there yet. But yeah, we didn't have any events this year. I'm happy to say that no one showed up. We had some, you know, we had some glitches. My line dancing group thought it was the following week, so they didn't show up. But I was able to, luckily only 3 ladies came, and when they found out that Washoe County teaches line dancing, they were happy to just say, okay, we'll just come back when Washoe County is teaching it. So that worked out, you know, really well. We had, unfortunately, someone at Washoe County passed away, and his family decided to hold a memorial right before one of my events. And even though they were told that the memorial needed to end by 1, they just kept calling up speaker after speaker to talk about their loved one, which I completely understood, but it was so unfair, you know, to the event people that were there waiting. And I had several seniors walk out because they did not want to sit through this person's memorial waiting for the event to start. So again, there's always going to be those glitches, but on the whole, I think, you know, it has just been a tremendous success.
This is Kim Spoon for the record. One thing I have noticed at the events that I was able to attend, and you can say more about this if you want, but how many of the Sparks city officials have been showing up? It really has been nice. I was quite impressed by how many throughout the city were there. So I just wanted to do a kudos for that.
Marcy Cooper Smith for the record, and I actually mentioned that at the event yesterday, and every time I mentioned it, another Sparks City Council member came in. And poor Councilmember Abbott came in just as a question was being asked of the police, and they said, oh, we need a council member to answer the question for us. I also mentioned that at the city council meeting, how everybody says that it's always the Sparks mayor and the Sparks City Council that are always showing up at our senior events, and it is really true. They seem to be the only elected officials. And then, of course, our great PR, communication, outreach, Julie Duell. Without her, I'm not sure a lot of our Older Americans Month events would really have been known by Sparks seniors. My one criticism is it's very difficult getting help from the county promoting other events besides Stuff-A-Bus and the Info Fair. We have lots of other events, but they only seem to want to focus on those 2 big events, which kind of leads a lot of seniors to believe that's Older Americans Month, because that's all they hear on TV, the Info Fair and the Stuff-A-Bus. So fortunately, we had our own little flyer that we did for our Sparks events, and that's why we do it on our own and put it inside the brochures. And, you know, and do the best that we can. And then we have Julie getting the word out for us as well. And our biggest partner, the libraries, phenomenal, helping us, getting us rooms, getting the word out for us, putting the brochures there. So I would have to say, and I tell everybody what tremendous partnerships we have, especially our Sparks librarian, Debbie Gunderman. But anyway, a little bit more help with promotion you know, would take a lot of the pressure off of us who are planning events and always worrying who's going to show, do they know about it? They put together these great panels, these great speakers, and then it's like, oh my God, these people are giving up their time, and what if I don't get any seniors here? So anyway, but that's what I would mention in the debriefing, so.
And Kim Spoon again, just another group that have been to so many of them has been the city attorney's office. And both the city attorney and the assistant, is it? Chief assistant. I couldn't remember his title. Thank you. So between Wes and Nick, they've really done a nice job too. So.
Okay. Any other questions, comments about Older Americans Month? Okay. Seeing none, I guess we'll move on to item 6.2. So Debbie Gunderman from the Sparks Library, please come on down.
Thank you very much. In front of you, you all have hot off the presses, the June through August Explore with all of the events that will be coming up through the summer. So I'm just going to go through some of the things to highlight that I think seniors and adults would enjoy. The Northwest Library has a Holocaust exhibit that came from, I think, the National Archives. And they are also having many speakers about the Holocaust. This is a big event. I don't know if you know, but the Northwest Library has a Holocaust collection, and they are very involved with that community. So this will be going on through August 18th. Then if you turn the page to 7, down at the bottom, are the computer classes that the Sparks Library offers. We'll be offering those all through the summer. It's a rotating schedule of these 4 classes, and so we'll do it during the summer and then start again in September. And we're also doing the iPhone or the smartphone classes. Those don't make it on a separate page. So if you go to the back, there's the daily schedule, and they have the classes listed in there. We're wrapping up the smartphone classes for May, then we'll do the classes in July. So we do them every other month, and we have 2 iPhone classes and 2 Android classes. And so the next ones will be in July. And then on page 10, I wanted to remind everybody about the Discover and Go passes that you can get to the different museums, the planetarium, the Museum of Art, the Discovery Museum. And what they didn't put in this time, which really kind of surprised me, was the park passes that you can get. Every branch has 2, and you can't put a hold on them. They're good for 1 week. You can't pay fishing licenses or hunting licenses with them, but for entrance into the parks and parking, that's what they're good for. So first come, first serve for those. But I was surprised that they weren't in the Explorer, because that's a big deal to especially our seniors. On page 12 is the Summer Reading Challenge, and this year we are including adults. So for prizes, it's coupons for the Friends Library and for any other library that has book sales. And you fill out a bingo card with lots of different, read for an hour, read a different genre, read, an author that you've never read, things like that. Bring them to the library and you'll get a coupon for your bingos. And on page 14 is a list of all of our book groups that people can join. We have one at the Sparks Library on the first Saturday of the month, the 4 Seasons Book Club. They read a very interesting collection of books, but it's a fun group. One of the participants used to work at the library, and it's just a really fun group to have come to the library. And then some of the other things that are in the daily part are we're holding a class, social media for seniors, just to kind of teach them about social media and some of the pitfalls, but some of the advantages. And so we'll be doing that. That is on June 14th. It's back in the daily section. So they divide it up with some big splashy pages, which First of all, we are trying to get a page just for seniors. It's kind of hard, but we have a page for our Spanish speakers, we have a page for teens, for story times, for a lot of other things. So we're trying to get a page just for seniors so that it would be so much easier for them, with a little bit larger print. We recognize that, well, being a senior now, we recognize that some of these pages are a little too busy for seniors to get the information. So we're lobbying to get larger print, the right colors, and have all the senior activities on a page. So we'll see how we can get that done.
I was gonna say, can we be of any help towards that process? Just reach out.
Okay, thank you, I will.
How about the Friends?
The Friends too, yeah, we can contact them. Now that they have their book sales up and going again. We do at Sparks, we're holding a Make and Mingle class. It's on Sunday afternoons. We are encouraging seniors to come, make a little craft, mingle with some friends, have a little social hour. I don't know, it's hard getting seniors to come to some of these things. I'm not sure how we're doing with that, but that's an option on Sunday afternoon. And then we have the Senior Social Club coming up on the second Tuesday at 2. And in that program, we're doing a game day. We're doing virtual reality day, like little craft things. We have one planned to learn how to do paper electronics, to make a card with a light that lights up and everything. Things to just to kind of get the seniors trendy tech. I'm sure they hear about a lot of these things and don't know what it is. So we're trying to encourage that kind of activity for the seniors, just to keep their minds going and to socialize and to learn something new. If you've never done virtual reality, it is a hoot. I did bowling. And we made sure you can sit in a chair, so there isn't a balance issue, which I did because I thought I will fall flat on my face. But so I played bowling. I played that for 45 minutes. It was so much fun. We also have programs that you can virtually go to any place in the world. That's through the National Geographic, and museum trips. So you can go to the Louvre and see everything, see all the art and everything virtually. So that is a lot of fun. We're having a class on learning Libby. Overdrive is going away, and it's only going to Libby, which is actually owned by Overdrive, but it's a easier format. But we're going to have a class because there's a lot of people that don't want to make that change. But we're going to have a class on June 4th. And of course, we have Book a Librarian, where anybody can come in who needs extra help on something with the computers. We have a lot of seniors that have problems with creating an email address, making a DMV appointment, making a Social Security appointment, all of those things. And ID&Me is going to be the way of the future. And if you've ever worked with ID&Me, you know that it is just a problem. But you can book a librarian and we will sit with you one-on-one and walk you through the process. So that's always available. And we have our homebound services to go to anybody who can't make it into the library due to illness or disability or whatever. We will go out and deliver books to them. So that is a brief summary. I don't know how brief it was, but that is a brief summary of what we've got in line for the summer. We're working on the fall Explorer, and so we have a lot of good programs going on with that too.
Thank you very much. So I have a question. Do you know if the Explorers go out to like the senior centers?
I know that it goes to the Senior Center Library at 9th Street, but that's a good question. I could take some over to the Sparks ones.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can check with Washoe County to see if there's any problem for us to have a stack at the Sparks.
No, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take some over there.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Marcy Cooper Smith for the record, actually, my question was going to be, do these get mailed out? How do
No.
people get them? So they have to come to the
They're
library?
in the libraries. It is online through our website, so you can look for events that come up. But they are in the library, and we pass them out at schools. We're limited because of how many we can afford to print, but we do pass them out at schools, but we can pass them out at the senior centers too.
Kim Spoon for the record. On all these classes, let's say the smartphone, your book club, social media seniors and that sort of thing, do you need to sign up for them or do you just come?
Just come,
Okay,
yeah.
that's all.
Some of them, some things like Book a Librarian does require
Right.
registration, but if you can't work a computer or you have problems making that, just ask the librarian and we make them for you. But yeah, come. I wanted to mention one more thing. Cold Springs and Sun Valley are both getting book kiosks. They were installed yesterday and they have to do some programming. But out at the community centers out there, we now have book kiosks so people can check out books there and return books. Yeah. So,
Barbara Sterling for the record. Debbie, your library on 12th Street looks really good since they remodeled.
good, thank you.
Hopefully we'll get some chairs that work. I have a question on one of your events,
Uh-huh,
and that's the one on July 15th, the drag queen
uh-huh.
reading. One of your criteria says that you must have a child with you to attend this seminar or whatever presentation.
Story time,
Right.
yeah.
Who has the authority, or what, is there a statute or some regulation that says you cannot attend unless you have a child with you?
The reason why we did that is because it is a story time event, so we follow what we do with all the other story times. And it prevents a lot of adults to come to then cause problems during the story time. Because it is focused for children. It's a story time for children. And the books are children's books that are being read to the children, and the songs are for the children. It's just like our regular story times that we do every week. And so that was one of the criterias. In 2019, when we had it, we also had that in it, but a lot of press, a lot of protesters, a lot of people, adults tried to come in, and we wanted the space for just children. So you have to have a child present with you.
Is that mandatory for all your other story time reading programs for children?
It's not, it is mandatory. I mean, I don't know too many adults that would just come to other story times. But a lot of adults want to come to this one, just, I don't know why. They just want to come.
Well, I'm one of the adults who would like to come, just to find out what it is that they're presenting. And I'd like to do that before I bring a child to see if it's, appropriate.
And there is a list of the books that are being read, so you're more than welcome to come and take a look at the books or check them out and read the books. We do have a film from, I believe it was last year, of the performer reading a book, reading to the children. So you're more than welcome to come and look. I know we're making all of that information available.
Debbie?
Oh, any other questions for Debbie? Well, thank you so much. I know I just learned a ton. I had no idea.
You had no idea everything we're doing?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I definitely want to get the word out and I'm sure Raynell will help me, get the word out to all our friends at the senior center about what great opportunities are offered at the library.
Okay,
So,
great.
thank you
And
very
we're happy
much.
to go to the senior center too, if that would help. We do provide book of a librarian at the 9th Street Senior Center. Maybe we can do an outreach to the Sparks Senior Center.
Maybe we can reverse it and we can have you as an event at the senior center. So,
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6.3, presentation from. Oh, Raynell says her name says that she's absent. Raynell, is Renee showing as absent? So, sorry, item number 6.3, presentation from Kara, and I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Powley, Washoe County Human Services Agency. So, and for those that don't know, although I assume she'll start off telling everyone that she is the new Steve McBride. So Steve McBride and Kara have swapped spots.
Yes.
So
Thanks,
Steve-
Andrea. Kara Powley for the record. Yes, Steve and I switched positions on March 6th. And, so he is now with Children's Services and I get to work with Adult and Senior Program. So it's been a good transition and I'm still learning, but really enjoying the role and learning more about all the programs that are being offered and what people would like to see offered going forward. I think that needs to be a big focus too. So we've been trying to make opportunities to meet with seniors and talk about, priority issues and also, what we need to be planful for our next budget requests. So we will continue to do that. And I'm hearing you loud and clear about feedback about the Older Americans Month, and we will get that scheduled after May to hear more about, the successes and things that we need to improve upon. We actually did put something in writing, and I'm happy to send it to all of you or a contact about, some of the things that came up and, areas of the publication that we want to improve upon. So we just wanted to explain that to people and what happened. So I'm happy to send that to this group as well. Mostly human error, so we really plan next year to have the publication screened a lot more before it's finalized. I'd like to start it a little earlier and just gives people more time to have more eyes on and make sure there are no mistakes. So that's the biggest part of the plan. Also, I think it might be a good idea as far as when we're talking about getting the word out and having more assistance with publications. We do have Chris Ciarlo, who does our, public relations for us, and maybe he and Julie, if she's available, and some members could get together and talk about how that could look. You don't want to bombard people where they're like, there's so much, I don't even want to read this, but at the same time, you want to be able to get the word out and feature events, especially if there's only one event that particular day, you want to really get the word out. So maybe that's something we could set up as we're starting to develop the handbook next year, and just kind of talk about what we want that to look like and strategize a bit. So, okay, I can give some updates on our programs. Is that usually how this would operate? Okay, I'll start with the Westbrook Community Center. We're still waiting for a backflow test, which is required before we can open the facility. They anticipate it'll be in the next couple of weeks. So once that's completed, Westbrook out in Lemon Valley area. So that will be nice to be able to have more services in that area. Oops, sorry. And we already talked a bit about the Older American months and month and how well those activities are going overall. So it's been fun to be part of that and see what it's all about, and hopefully we can get it promoted well next year as well. Let's see. Washoe County is planning to start the sit and stand for the Sparks Senior Center. Gloria, who also instructs at Paradise Park location, is interested in starting a group there as well. It's called Sit and Stand, and it's an exercise. Yes, yeah, yes, and I haven't seen it either, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that operates. And she offered to Abby to come and do one of the classes with her, so she knows exactly what it's all about. So I'm glad that that's something we can start to offer at the Sparks location real soon. Let's see, our homemaker program. We're currently serving 213 people on homemaker programs, and 56 are pending with caseworkers. So they will start getting services soon. In our budget this year, we were given a new homemaker team, so that's exciting. We anticipate over the year that we will be able to end the wait list, which is now at 285. So I know it originally was in the 400s, the wait list. So now we're down to 285, and we're cutting through it pretty quick. Let's see. And then with our home-delivered meals, last month we served 25,466 meals, and then 6,165 meals were served at the congregate sites. So that seems to be going well. And the bad news I have to share is that our Daybreak program will be closing as of July 1. So the feeling was just that the facility, if it was going to continue, needed to be revamped, and best practices needed to be in place. We are really excited that More to Life is working with us on transitioning individuals that are benefiting from that service into their program. We've met with them 2 or 3 times, and we'll be meeting with them again next week. We have an individual plan for each person that's in the Daybreak program. We're going to accommodate those people that are on our wait list that meet criteria for the program. And we will continue to work with More to Life on a wait list on an ongoing basis, so that people that need that service but can't afford it will get assistance from us. So although it's not great news, it's optimal that they're still going to get the service, and in a Sparks location, which I think is fantastic. I got to visit More to Life last Friday and tour it, and was really impressed with everything that they offer there, and the level of activities, and the people there just looked like they were having a great time, lots of socialization. They had somebody singing that was really good. So it just seems like a real good opportunity for people who want that service. And I think that's all I have for today, unless there's any questions.
Hi, Marcy Cooper Smith for the record. Thank you for acknowledging the communication, the publicity for Older Americans Month. and for doing the fitness, because when we did a little survey pre-COVID at the Spark Senior Center, that was the number one thing that the seniors wanted was exercise. So that's, and I know Andrea here has been working like gangbusters trying to get an exercise program at the Spark Senior Center. So maybe that's going to be a way we can start getting seniors to want to come. So thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, sure. No, thank you. I think Ryan and Crane and I were talking last week too, because I was at the Spark Senior Center last week for a tour. And we talked about seeing if there is an instructor who would be interested in doing their class at that site, like bring an existing group so it's not so intimidating for people to join in. So I know it won't happen right away, but that's something I'm going to try to see if that could happen. And we could pilot that and just see if that takes off, or if it's not really of interest to people, then we, can let it go. But sometimes I know people are intimidated to start a group if there's only one or two people, you feel on the spot. So we'll see what we can work out that way as well.
Yeah, Andrea Belto, for the record, I think, of course, I'm thrilled since I kept running into roadblocks. But I would like, if you could, to keep me informed, because I can share with the committee when the first class is, and maybe we can all come down and participate and check it out, and then share, spread the word. So
Karen
thank you.
Powell,
Thank you so much. I need to say, since day one when you took over and we've been working together, it's just been an honor to work with you.
Oh, Kara Pally, for the record, thank you so much. I feel the same way. So, yes, and we will definitely keep you posted.
Any other questions for Kara?
Kim Spoon for the record. Nice to have you here, Karen. We go kind of way back. We went to school together.
Yes.
But I was much older.
don't
She's
think
much
so.
younger.
No.
Anyway, couple things. So thank you for that. When you talked to Chris, what are the things I was thinking of? But I was going to call him and I didn't get to do it because I ended up getting sick before my panel and stuff. But the PSAs for the radio stations, the oldies radio station, 103.7 and there's 104. And I keep hearing they do the PSAs. So I don't know if they'd be interested in that, but I was thinking for the daily events, how great that would have been the day before, or 2 days before, to just have it out there for these, at least those two stations. I don't know if there's others out there that are the oldies, but I think I know those two. So I would have, but then I just couldn't get it done. But I think that would be a really good reach out.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was a little surprised about, because I did a panel back on the 9th and at the Spark Senior Center. And we just, as you know, we don't know how many people are going to show. And if there's fewer people, then it's no big deal, because we were able to move the tables right in. It was really cozy and stuff. But if there was a lot of people, we would have had to move all the way back. And at a senior center, there's no speaker system. None. So I learned out later from Donald that I could have talked to Julie about, you guys have a portable, I didn't realize that. So I went and rented one because I just didn't know, we didn't need it. But, I couldn't believe that they didn't have a speaker system for the Sparks. A portable, something. So if you could put that on a list for people whoever the people to talk to, I don't know. But it just makes sense, for crying out loud, for people who can't hear, and as well, when you're clear back on the building. So, those are my two things.
Great.
Thanks.
Kara Pally, for the record, thank you, Kim. And I made notes on both of those, so I will follow up.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I know there's some hands up behind Julie, but we cannot tweak questions.
Can I take a question? Can I ask a question here?
Senior Assistant City Attorney Ryan Northington, for the record. We can't take questions during this time, but if you'd like to bring up the topic at public comment at the end, you can. Thank you.
So, other questions for
Yes,
Kara?
Barbara Sterling, for the record. Kara, that is wonderful news about the waiting list, what do you attribute that to? What have you done differently?
Kara Pally, for the record, I think it is because we, in addition to the group that we contract with who provides homemaker services, we've added staff at Washoe County as well. So that gave us the opportunity to double the amount of people that we're able to serve because we have more individuals now in the field. So that's been fantastic. And then with an additional team coming forward, that will, further help us get the numbers down. We're also looking at who from our Daybreak program can be used in that capacity to work with the homemaker teams, because nobody will be losing their job that currently works at Daybreak. So they will be getting reassigned. And it really depends on, their skills and abilities and where we can put them. But we're hoping that we can put some of them with the homemaker program as well. So, yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Marcy?
Marcy Cooper, since the record, I just want to follow what Andrew said. It's really a pleasure to know you, because when she first came on board, right away, we sent an email, hey, can you meet with some of our seniors? We want to get your ear. And boom, she just met us and has just listened to everything we've said and attended one of the events I did, the Safe Talk, which unfortunately I messed up with the time, but that was my thing. But anyway, so she jumped right in, came to an event during Older Americans Month, met with our group, and here she is presenting already. So it's really cool.
Wow. Thanks so much, Marcy. I appreciate it. It was my pleasure.
So Andrea Belto for the record again. And just so people know, and I need my phone here for a date, but yesterday, our Older Americans Month event, one of them was the Senior Idol that we're doing at the Washoe County Senior Center. And this was week 2 of Senior Idol. And this week, somebody had the brilliant idea of inviting in the Daybreak clientele. And so we thought initially, they were just going to come in because they loved to hear the music. We did have them come in on last Friday and listen to the band we had, and they loved that. And so they came back yesterday. They said supposedly to listen to the music, but we actually had 3 people from that program who performed for the American Idol contest, and 2 of the 3 people that performed actually got golden tickets to go back to the finale, which is on June 6th. So which will be on June 6th at 1:00. So, again, if you've not gotten out to see the Senior Idol, it's at 9th Street on June 6th. And, the caliber of talent and, just the variety of talent. We have jugglers, we have poets, we have singers. And, I would really love if, everyone in this audience and on this dais could come out for the finale and really support all these people that, have done such a great job, and have been brave enough, which I never would be, to get up on the stage and perform, in the multi-purpose room at Washoe County.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. Yeah, I've been in the program before, and I've seen some dancing, and there's some impressive dancers in Daybreak also.
We'll have to get them to come out. There's one more week they get to compete.
Yes.
So you'll have to push some of the dancers out there to compete next week.
Yeah.
So any other questions for Kara? Well, thank you so much. It seems like you're known by a couple of people in this room.
Oh, no, I've been around a while, and it's bound to happen. Anna Sparks, resident for 33 years, so.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying.
Well,
Thank you all.
We are thrilled to be working with you. Thank you.
I feel the same. Thank you.
Okay, I guess we are now moving on to item number 6.5. Committee liaison Julie Dool will give an update on next steps for the disbursement of the $100,000 of ARPA money to aid seniors in the Sparks community.
Thank you. Julie Duell for the record. I just wanted to give you an update on where this all stands. First of all, I want to tell you what a great job you all did in just kind of working through how to disperse that money. As you know, many of the organizations asked for more than was actually awarded to them. So we are in the process right now. I reached out to all of the recipients to ask them to resend me their scope of work, to update their scope of work. I've received 3 out of the 5 of those. So what'll happen now is it'll be put into our system. We will then work with the organizations on getting them their checks and then getting information back on how they will report back to us and that type thing. So it's in the process. Just wanted to let you know that process. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. But right now it's kind of in that administrative stage. So do you have any questions about that? I'm happy to answer.
Any questions for Julie?
Marcy, for the record, thank you. That's a quick turnaround. Debbie, make sure you get your thing in there if you didn't.
Yeah, Kim Spoon for the record. This was approved at the commission meeting.
Correct.
right?
Julie Duell for the record. Yes, I forgot to mention that. It was approved through the Sparks City Council.
Correct, thank you. Did they have any questions or thoughts, or, because I wasn't able to make it to that one, so I wasn't sure if there was any feedback or anything that would have been helpful.
I think it was just mostly great job. They were really excited about the process. And Andrea, if you have anything to add.
No, every one of the council people thanked this committee for their hard work. And yes, Donald, that he was there too. And so nobody really had any questions. It was just a big thank you, for taking all the time that we took to make sure that the money was spent in the best way we could spend it.
Julie Duell for the record. A lot of thought process went into that, and I know it wasn't an easy process, so I just thank you all for your hard work on that.
Thank you.
So, any other questions regarding ARPA funding? It's so nice to have that behind us. We can move on to bigger and better things. Okay, thank you very much, Julie. So we are moving on to item 7, general business. I guess we have none. And item number 8 would be comments from committee members.
This is Kim Spoon for the record. Oh,
That's the title, 8.1. Okay, sorry, I gotta flip the page. So, item number 8.1, first we'll deal with requests for new future agenda items.
I just have a comment.
Okay, then you have to wait, sorry.
I could wait.
Okay, what, Christine, being new, is there anything that you would like to have us put on our next agenda to talk about?
Christine Lee for the record, not that I can, well, there's one thing, I guess, and I don't know if it's really new, but would be the air conditioning at the Sparks Senior Center. There seems to be an issue when we've been there and there's a group of seniors having lunch or playing cards. It's really hot in there. Our understanding is the air conditioning kicks on at 2 or 3 p.m. We were told that, and we're not sure exactly what was going on, but it's hot. They have fans in there, 2 standing fans that they try to blow out into the center of the room, but I don't know if it's been addressed. I know their maintenance was there looking at it, saying it all worked, so it's not a maintenance issue. So we're not sure what's going on, but
Okay, we can,
that would be
again,
nice for the seniors.
the building is,
Summer.
so, and for anyone who doesn't know, let me explain this crazy thing again. So, the building that houses the Sparks Senior Center is owned by the city of Sparks, but everything that happens inside the building is run by Washoe County. And I know I've had some brief conversations, but maybe we can somehow put that in the Washoe County update for next time, or do you want to just speak on a separate item about the AC at the senior center? Julie, do you have?
Julie Duell for the record. I am wondering if maintenance of that would be City of Sparks. So I'll actually work with Kara on that and we can maybe just see who might be.
Yeah, the questioning I've done so far has come back to the fact, because I actually wanted it in the Sparks CIP, and what I've heard from a couple of different sources is that for some reason, it's not the city of Sparks, which is what I thought it would be, but the temperature is maintained from the main maintenance office at Washoe County. And so I've had this, so there's this issue about how do the people who work in this building over at 9th Street know what's happening over on Richards Way? So yes, so that's definitely a good topic to talk about. And, if we have to get both entities together, I guess I'll lasso them and make them talk to each other.
Kim Spoon for the record. So when is our next meeting? August?
Third Wednesday in August, right?
Third Wednesday?
Right? Or fourth Wednesday?
Okay, cool. The only thing I can think of is, for an August meeting, is to bring up what's going to be happening in the fall, or things that we should be aware of for seniors that need to be addressed, and I don't know how we do that. With the fall and the holiday season and that sort of thing. Is that something that, I don't know how we would address that.
Julie Duell for the record. I'm happy to do a presentation on anything City of Sparks related.
Okay.
And it sounds like Sparks Library has a lot of things going on in the fall, so maybe we can have Debbie back to talk about that.
Thank you, Julie. That brings up when do you need to have for your next calendar? When do dates have to be in? Yeah, to get into the next Explorer.
Within the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Got it.
Julie Duell for the record, since that was probably not heard because she was in the audience, I'll just reiterate that anything that needs to be submitted for the Explorer needs to be in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I think that would be really important because that will kind of bring to focus for us maybe things that we do need to address that we haven't and don't even know about. So I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Andrea Belto for the record. And Julie, are you able to share with the library events to go into their Explorer? Is that an okay thing for us to do?
Sure, I'll reach out to Julie Duell for the record. I'll reach out to Debbie and see about things like our craft fair and things like that that'll be coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would be
So
happy
yeah,
to do that.
I think we're doing music at the marina again,
Yep.
which is one of my favorite events. So anybody else? Future agenda items? Barbara?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll close 8.1. Oh, yeah, sorry. I turned my head for a second, and you changed your mind.
Hi, just a comment. I want the record to show, this is Kim Spoon for the record, I am standing up and showing our banner. So this is a banner by Julie. Thank you, Julie, for all your help on that.
Thank you.
And the big discussion, was it a tablecloth or should we do a banner? And actually, it may be a little bit more awkward to use, and we're working on that. But it was a perfect size because so often we have to share a table with a tablecloth that becomes very awkward. And so this actually was a perfect size for our little half of our table. So I just wanted to say thank you for the efforts that the city put in and paying for that for us. I do appreciate it. It was nice to have something that shows who we are when we're there. So, thank you.
And since Kim just opened item 8.2, committee member announcements, I'll also state that I have that banner in my car. So if anyone wants to do an event and they need the banner, please just reach out to me. So I guess we're on to 8.2, committee member announcements.
I have one more. This is Kim Spoon for the record. But I just want to ask, are we doing an introduction? Or is that coming up? Or is that something we need to do during this here?
Absolutely.
And I'd be happy to end my time if you'd like to. Is that what you're asking about introducing Christine? Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay, thank you.
So any other?
Marcy Cooper Smith for the record. What Debbie said, Friends of Washoe County Library book sale is back. They were shut down for a few months because the Sierra View Library was under renovation. And so they just had their reopening. And so June 3rd through June 11th is the book sale. And it's now 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, not 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. And Friday, June 2nd is the member night. So if you're a member, you get to come that evening ahead of the public, which starts on Saturday. And that's from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, other committee member announcements. We're gonna try again. Are you sure you're done, Kim? Okay. Andrea Beldo for the record. I'm gonna make one more announcement because those of you who know me know in my spare time, I also volunteer at K9 Rehabilitation Center in Washoe Valley. And on Sunday, June 4th, we will be joining Natural Paws in holding the annual Hike for Hounds. And it's held up at the Galena Regional Park, which is an absolutely beautiful location if you have not done there. And so if, with or without a dog, you're welcome to come out and, partake in the festivities and see tons of dogs. And I can never believe how well they all get along together. But there'll be, a lot of different rescues. The dogs will be getting ice cream. So not only do the seniors get ice cream, but dogs get ice cream in my events. So yes, so I will be up there helping out K9 Rehabilitation Center, with their booth. So again, that's Sunday, June 6th, and you can June 4th, sorry. Can't see these days. Registration, if you want to actually register for the walk, which I believe is $30, and you get a whole bag full of goodies besides the dogs getting ice cream. And registration is 10 to noon, and the walk is 10 to 1. So I hope to maybe see some of you out there enjoying beautiful Galena Park. Okay, so if we're done with committee member announcements, 8.3 will be staff liaison committee vacancies and general announcements.
Hi, Julie Duell for the record. A couple of things I wanted to mention. I wanted to welcome our new member, Christine Lee. And do you want to say anything at all?
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, just tell us about yourself, Christine.
I am retired from Washoe County. I retired from Washoe County Sheriff's Office. I also did 6 years in the District Attorney's Office. I'm a Reno native. I've lived in Sparks for 7 years now, but I used to live in Spanish Springs. I also lived in Sierra Valley for 21 years, which is California, but I still commuted to Reno.
Wow.
Third generation Reno-ite. That's about it.
And she's representing Ward 1.
Ward 1. Yeah. It was good. Informative.
Yeah,
Still in the learning phase.
Yeah. We will also get you a name tag as well, or a name. Oh, yeah, yep, absolutely. Okay, a couple other things. At our last Sparks Citizens Advisory Committee, Andrea attended, and that committee is talking about forming an ambassador committee. I wanted to see if you'd like me to put that discussion, if you all would like to maybe do something similar. The idea being kind of finding out about events and things, groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, things like that, that maybe this committee would like to go and represent the senior committee. I can put that on the next agenda. It could be up for discussion, and in the meantime, I could include you on the emails that I'm also putting for our other committee, of things that are upcoming. It doesn't have to be formal, but if you'd like to come to some of those groundbreaking events and things like that. So I'd be happy to put that on our agenda for next meeting, which is August 23rd. Is that right, Donald? The 23rd, yeah, August 23rd. And then I wanted to mention, there are vacancies for wards 1 through 4 for our alternates. So if you know of anybody that would like to put in an application, cityofsparks.us/get involved. We'd love to have this committee filled so that we would have our alternates filled as well. We do have several events coming up. We have the Mark Wellman Adventure Day is going to be June 4th. That is an amazing event that for people with disabilities, and it's the most amazing event. They can do rock climbing, adaptive cycling, kayaking. If you know anybody that's interested, it's an amazing event, and that goes from 10 to 2 at the Sparks Marina on June 4th. Our Music at the Marina events are getting ready to kick off in June, June 29th, July 27th, August 31st, and September 28th. We've got all the bands lined up and the food trucks. Yep, June 29th, July 27th, August 31st, and September 28th. They're all at the marina, and they go from 5 to 8 p.m. So it's a great event. I also wanted to do another plug for our My Sparks app. We recently have a new app you can download onto your phone to get notifications from the city on all upcoming events, press releases, and it's also... Yep, our fire department is also putting out information on that, so notifications are all going out that way. And also, it's a great way to, if you have any issue that you'd like to report, a pothole, graffiti, any type of request, you can put that in through that app as well. If you don't want to download the app, it's also available on our website. There is a page that specifically talks about the app, but there's also a way just to, how do I report an issue? And you can go there to report an issue. And I also wanted to say that I'm very excited. Our own Allison McCormick, our Assistant City Manager, has won an award. I actually nominated her through the Public Relations Society of America. She's winning a Mark Twain Award. What that is somebody that helps, it's basically a communications committee or organization. And the award is for somebody that's not in communications that has helped somebody in communications. So I put her in for that award because she is very, very supportive of communications and anything from our office. So she's winning that award this evening. So I wanted to make you all aware of that. It's a Sierra chapter. So it's a Public Relations Society of America is a, national, but it's our Sierra Nevada chapter. So very exciting. And I believe that is all the announcement that I have. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to public comment, item 9.1, Public comment provides the Sparks Senior Citizens Advisory Committee must allow multiple periods devoted to public comments by the general public. So with the two people that raised their hands earlier, like to come down. Mr. Lee,
We'll have you fill out a public comment card
Okay.
afterwards.
have a seat, Mr. Lee.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay.
I guess I'm not limited to 2 minutes like the city Reno Council meeting.
So you need to,
3 minutes.
Oh, do I have 3 minutes?
So-
Thank you very much.
yes, and you need to announce yourself, please.
Pardon me?
Your name.
Okay,
for
my
the
name is Nicholas Lee. I've been a Sparks resident since 1984. My wife there, Christine Lee, Kristine, misspelled there. She cut short her resume. She is very active in the Sparks community. Her ceiling is way high, much higher than me. She ran for city council in 2020 against our incumbent, Donald Abbott, and Donald is a very good guy. We agree with his policies, and we like him. Okay. But there's always room for improvement. Christine will be a good member for the seniors group. She's very active. She ran the half marathon 3 years ago, and she podiumed. So she'll bring another level of energy to the senior committee. And when we went, we are trying to spread our wings and meet the seniors in Sparks. We now go to the community center, and that's when we heard all the complaints about the air conditioning. It was unacceptable, and we took a lead on that. We brought it to the attention of Channel 4 and also Donald Abbott. Evidently, Washoe County sets their X number of facilities at 74. I doubt that, because somebody told me it was 78 when the air conditioning turns on. Who knows? But they should make an exception. If this is supposed to be a senior citizens month, then we're not getting any more preferential treatment. It's just something to say. We should demand that that particular facility is run like this facility. Air conditioning working, fans are moving, air is flowing. They should do that for the senior citizens committee, or building. And like you said, what the heck? Washoe County manages the building, City of Spark owns the building. This lady here mentioned a couple of names I remember. Chris Sciarlo, he's a great guy. I remember listening to him when I was younger, when he was Ben and Chris show on sports radio. So I love Chris. I love Ben. Ben is now the co-anchor of KOLO. So those are familiar names. I'm a City of Sparks citizen, and I want to improve the opportunities for the seniors in this community. And I want her to do her part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Renell, come on down.
Might not want me at these meetings anymore. Okay, Raynell Holtz. And we were talking about the Spark Senior Center, mostly. And they have a stockroom there. And I thought maybe somebody, I know you come sometimes, if you could go in that, it's very small, take stock of what's in there. We have a karaoke machine that I know of. We used to. Maybe it was borrowed from here, but it used to be in that stockroom. There's also a safe. And I don't know if Sandra knows. Sandra is the lady there. I don't know if she knows about it. If she and because I mentioned it one time and it was like, but maybe I wasn't supposed to know about it. But there used to be a safe there. Now this was before pandemic, Anyway, it's a very small stockroom, and, you know, it'd be nice to have some stuff in there that maybe the center might use, pencils and paper and things that we, for our games and things like that. But that's the only thing I want to say.
Yeah, I just actually found out this week when I was over there that there's a cabinet outside what used to be Sandra's office that contains all kinds of games.
Yes.
And so that was news to me. I have been in the stockroom, but just briefly.
Oh, the other one
So-
in the dining room, you mean?
Yeah, that one.
No, there's one by by the library. We have a little library. There's a room there. It's usually, the door is usually locked or closed. Used to be open, and the safe is in there, it used to be, and supplies of things.
Okay, yeah. I
like
plan on, once Older Americans Month is over, you'll see more of me there.
Okay, good. Yeah, sure. Hope you can eat there too.
Yes,
Desserts.
I just,
Maybe.
yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Because for anyone who's interested in going to spend some time down there, you do have, and you want to have lunch, you do need to remember to call in and
8:30, before 8:30.
before 8:30.
You can call in, like today, you could call now for tomorrow.
Okay, but no later than 8:30
No,
tomorrow morning.
8:30 in the morning.
So, and I've had a couple of salads which have been really good. I hear spaghetti is the best. So, and there are menus available down at the senior center if you want to plan your days of eating there. Okay, anything else for now?
No.
For now?
That was it.
No.
You need two of these then?
Hold on, I'll find out.
Okay.
Julie Dole for the record. If there's two public comments, do they need two sheets for the beginning and the end? I'll defer to Cindy on that. Cindy?
I filled them in for him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You got it?
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, anyone else for public comment? Autumn, do you have anything you want to share? Shh. It's so nice to have an audience that I know everybody.
Good morning. My name is Autumn Blattman, for the record, AUTUMN since I have a weird last name. I just wanted to introduce myself to those who don't know me. I was with Aging and Disability Services Division 9 months ago, went to Public and Behavioral Health, and now I'm back with my home in a new position. So I am the regional coordinator for Washoe County Region. So my position is to educate about Aging and Disability Services Division services, supports, outreach in the community, and hear about where the gaps are in services, and bring that back to ADSD so that we can do something about it. So happy to be here and hear all the concerns that are being addressed, and I would love to present to you guys if you would find interest in that. In the future, maybe at your next meeting on ADSD services. I'm sure some of you are familiar with some of them, but maybe it'll be some things that you haven't heard before. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Autumn.
I'll take it.
Donald Abbott,
Nothing to say?
you have nothing to say? So, anything else from Tim or, so anything else from the library, Debbie?
Karen?
No? Okay, last chance. Well, in that case, I guess we'll close public comment. And item number 10 is this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.